Y'all ready for some homemade cinnamon rolls? Now, I've done this before, but I'm doing it again. So let me show you how I do it. Okay, y'all, I'm starting off with some warm milk. I'm going to add in my yeast. Then I'm going to stir it up real good and let it sit for about 5 minutes to let that yeast activate. Now, while my yeast is activated, I'm going to go ahead and add my flour to my bowl. Then I'm going in with some sugar. And after that, y'all, I'm adding in some salt. So now my yeast is all activated and foamy. So let's get this party started. I'm going to go ahead and grab Miss Cindy. Then I'm going to grab my bowl that has all my dry ingredients in it and my dough attachment. I'm going to go ahead and get it started and then add in my yeast mixture. Once I get that in there, y'all, I'm going to crack me some eggs, and y'all know how I do. I crack it in a separate bowl, and I'm going to add them in. So next, I'm going to go in with my butter, because y'all know that butter makes it better. And then I'm going to let it mix until the dough attaches itself to the hook. And after that, I'm going to go ahead on and stop it and pull my dough off, and this is what we are looking like. So now, y'all, I'm just going to pull out my mat and lay it down. I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of flour and spread it out real good, and then I'm going to pull out my dough. Now, y'all, it's time to get to working. Y'all know how we do. We have to work that dough. I'm going to work it until I can touch it and it spring back just like this. So now, y'all, I'm just going to grab a large bowl, add in some avocado oil, and then coat it up real good. And then I'm going to take my dough, add it to the center of that bowl, take some saran wrap, wrap it up real good, and then place it in the warm spot. And my warm spot is on my stove. So it's been about an hour, and it has risen, doubling its size. So I'm going to go ahead on and take that saran wrap off, and now it's time to give it that big old punch. We had to let that air out. So now I'm going to get my mat again, go ahead on and throw on some flour, and then take that dough out. And now it's time to get the rolling. I'm going to take my rolling pin out. I'm going to go ahead on and start rolling until I get it really thin. And then, y'all, I'm going to go ahead on and spread on some butter, because y'all know butter makes it better. Then I'm going in with the brown sugar. Yes, baby, I'm going to spread that out. Now, if you don't like this much sugar, don't use it. So now I'm going to go ahead on and add some white sugar, because that's how we do it around here. And then I'm going to add on my cinnamon. Now, once I get all that on there, y'all, I'm going to start rolling it up. Yep, roll it all the way up. Just keep on rolling and rolling and rolling until I get to the end. And then, y'all, it's time to cut out my rolls. So now, y'all, I'm going to take my pastry cutter and start cutting out my rolls. Now, if you don't have a pastry cutter, you can use a knife. Once I get them cut out, I'm going to add them to my baking dish, and then I'm going to go back in and start cutting again. I'm going to cut them out. Then I'm going to go ahead on and add them to my baking dish. Then I'm going to keep on repeating this process until I get them all done. Now, once I get them done, they have to rise again, so I have to sit them back on my stove. So now it's been about 45 minutes. They are completely risen, and as y'all can see, they are touching now, so into the oven it goes. Now, while our rolls are baking, let's make this topping. I got some powdered sugar here. I'm adding in some whipped cream cheese. I'm adding in some butter, because butter makes it better. I'm adding in some sweet cream, and then I'm adding in some vanilla. So I'm going to get that whipped up real good until it's good and smooth, just like this. Now our rolls are done. Y'all come on in here and look at this. Oh, wait, let's put that cream on, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead on and spread that cream right there on the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and spread it all around and make sure I get all them cracks and crevices. Honey, honey, honey. So now y'all get all up in here and look at this masterpiece right here. Oh, wait now, honey, don't that look divine? Now, honey, your greedy spirit is activated if you up in here salivating over this. So y'all already know what's next. I just got to give it a taste. Mercy, mercy me. Honey got me over here dancing the jig. Yes, baby, yes. Now y'all know I got to put this down, because I'm trying to get my health in check. Lord have mercy. I don't know how many more videos I'm going to be able to do for y'all. But honey, go ahead and put this in rotation, because that's good right there.